So we're going to start because we have a lot of things to do today. We're going to listen a lot. So let's open a big our ears for understanding everything. Vamos a escuchar mucho hoy, entonces, listo. So we're having the second part of advertising with George Tennembaun, no? Okay, so first I would like for you to see this video. It is a little advertisement about learning languages. So it doesn't have a lot of conversation, but we want to know, I want you to tell me, what do you think about it? Do you think it has any relationship? Do you think it get into the public? Excuse me. If you think it get into the public, if you think it is interesting, vamos a ver este anuncio es un comercial prácticamente acerca de aprender lenguajes, acerca de aprender nuevas lenguas. Entonces, vamos a ver y quiero que me digan un poquito qué les parece, si les parece que es inteligente, si les parece que va al punto. Bueno, es muy cortico, menos de un minuto, entonces ya lo voy a poner. Here, so learn another language is like the final message they give. So what do you think of it? Is it a good advertisement? Do you think you want to learn languages if you see that video? Creen que Andres says it's funny. Yes, it's like weird, that kind of weird. What do you say, Christian?
Teacher, I think that for me was bored. Was a little strange because if I watch that video, I'm not interested in learning English. I think that they could have done another video motivated the people for learning English. For me, was
Yes,
not
but at the
interesting.
beginning. Okay, great. That's an opinion. At the beginning, you're like, what is happening? What is going to happen here? How is it? How is the fish going to go with it? Or how is the cat going to go with it? Si vamos, al principio no se dudamos si el pescado o el gato van a ganar en ese caso, pero entonces, pues es algo raro cuando, como dice Cristian, sí es algo raro cuando vemos que el pescado ladra, ¿cierto? But, well, this is kind of the importance to learn another language, ¿no? Prácticamente es como una de las ventajas que tiene aprender otro idioma, que nos podemos defender, por así decirlo. We can defend ourselves among and many other people that doesn't know how to communicate in another language. So great. Now we're going to continue. We know we're talking about advertising, no? Okay, so now we have the opinion of Mr. George Tennembaun, no? Watch or listen part 2 of the interview, then complete the following notes with 1 or 2 words. First, I like, we know what are the questions. Primero les digo, me gusta que sepamos cuáles son las preguntas bien y que las entendamos para que escuchemos bien y no tengamos que escucharlo muchas veces, sino que con una o dos veces lo cojamos. So, the first thing is George says that a commercial is made up of 3 elements. Entonces sabemos que en la primera parte George nos va a hablar sobre 3 elementos principales de los comerciales, ¿sí? Entonces los vamos a describir en 3 palabras. Then it says, the acronym AIDA stands for, entonces es un acrónimo, ya sabemos que nos van a hablar de un acrónimo que se llama AIDA y que stands for significa como what's the meaning of AIDA, ¿no? Como cuál es el significado, por qué están esas siglas, ¿cierto? Entonces, vamos a ver, entonces vamos a escuchar cuando escuchemos A, I, D, A, ese, entonces eso es la respuesta que va ahí. Luego nos dicen, according to George, using a celebrity in advertising is way of, but he isn't a of it. Ya sabemos que para esto, según la indicación que está aquí, podemos completarlo con o dos palabras. Entonces vamos a escuchar qué es lo que pasa. Cuando están hablando entonces de las celebridades en los comerciales. Luego en la última nos dicen, George thinks that humor in advertising is, we don't know yet, ¿no? Ok, so listen very carefully. Vamos a escuchar y luego vamos a completar estas respuestas. Listo. Vamos a hacerlo entre todos. Les ruego que estén participativos. Vamos a aprender entre todos. No les dé miedo equivocarse, no les dé miedo pronunciar mal. Aquí estamos para aprender. Tratemos de que sea algo más ameno ya que estamos solos en nuestras casas, que conozcamos igual, que hagamos parte, como se dice, de la ciudad bilingüe, ¿cierto? Entonces, bien, escuchamos la primera vez.
What elements of a commercial are the most important?
To me, a commercial basically is built in 3 parts. If you think of it as a pyramid, the top part of the pyramid, I would say, is impact. I have to intrude upon your life because you're probably working on your computer while you're watching TV or you're doing something. And when I talk about a TV commercial, it's the same for a web ad or an app. So you have to get impact. You have to intrude. You have to kind of knock on the door. The second thing is communication. What do you want the person to know? And that needs to be clear and precise. And the third thing is the hardest. It's persuasion, because you're running a commercial to get people to do something. So it's that amalgamation. Another way of talking about it, and this is old school, but there's a acronym.
Okay. Let's leave it like that. Let's leave it like that. Do you hear? Do you hear what he was saying about the 3 elements of commercial?
Yes, teacher.
What do you listen, Christian?
I heard that he said the first element is impact and the other element is communication, but the last one I didn't listen.
Okay, very good. But there were the 2 first elements, yes? It was impact, because he starts saying, él empieza a decir que se parece a una pirámide. Entonces, él diría que es como una pirámide. So he said, it is like a pyramid to me, where in the first place, up in the pyramid, it is impact, because you have to kind of knock on the door, no? Like you have to call for attention, for say it in that way. Como tocar puertas, como llamar la atención, ese sería como el impacto. And the second one is communication. You have to have very clear what you want to say to people when you do a commercial, when you create a commercial. Debemos saber tener muy en claro qué es lo que comunicamos a través del comercial, ¿no? Very good. So, does anybody hear the last one? Does anybody understood the last one? ¿Alguien entendió la última parte de la pirámide? What do you say, Andrés? What is the last part? The last element of communication? excuse me, the last element of advertising, of commercials. Andrés se le está como cayendo el internet. No problem. Let's listen. Let's keep on listening. He starts speaking about the acronym. So let's give me a moment. I don't know.
That probably comes from the Mad Men era called i002, like the opera. Uh, Attention, interest, desire, action.
How do you feel about using celebrities to sell things?
Okay, before he started speaking about celebrities, antes de que empiece a hablar acerca de las celebridades, he already said the four elements of AIDA. Did you got it?
Yes, teacher.
What do you say?
He said attention, interest, design, and action.
Okay, kind of like that, yes. Angela said, could you repeat it again? Yes. We're going to listen completely and then we're going to repeat it and stop like that, okay? So let's finish listen and then we're going to repeat it and stop. Okay. Anyways, it's too short, so okay.
Sometimes it's a short, using a celebrity is a shortcut to intrusion because people pay attention to celebrities. Hopefully, it's a celebrity that has some bearing on the brand that I don't think if I was working on a depilatory, I'd want to use Tommy Lee Jones. But that would just be gross. But, you find the right person, they can have special meaning, I think. And we do live in a celebrity culture. And people, their ears perk up when they see a celebrity. So if you go back to that pyramid I drew, it's a way of getting impact. I'm not a giant fan of it, but sometimes you do things you're not a giant fan of.
On your website, you say, I can make people laugh. How important is humour in advertising?
I tend not to be funny in TV commercials. I'm just partly because I'm kind of a cerebral guy, and I wind up having to use that more than humor. But I think humor is incredibly important in the business, and a lot of the commercials that really resonate with people, I think, are funny. A lot of movies, a lot of everything.
Okay. I know he's speaking very fast. I know that, but we're going to review the video like a little like post. No, does anybody understood what does he saying? What was he saying about the celebrities or humor? Okay. Okay,
Ah,
so
okay.
we're going to listen again and we're going to tell me, it doesn't matter. Anyways, we're going to see it again. So
Teacher, I understood the humor. He said that it's funny and is really interesting in the commercial, include the humors. Um, the another question related with the celebrity. He thinks that is important to to have celebrity in the commercial because they impact in the people.
yes, very good, Christian. When he about the commercials, he said that in the pyramid they are situated. Well, we're going to see it again. Very good. No, I want you to see first. See that this part about some a little glossary. A depilatory, probably he was speaking about a depilatory, that it is a product used for removing unwanted hair. No, he is speaking about an actor that is Tommy Lee Jones. Él habló de un depilatorio que podría ser como yo supongo que podría ser una máquina, una crema, una banda de depilar, de afeitar. Podría ser eso, y hablaba que no podía utilizar un comercial de estos con esta persona. No sé si la conocen, Tommy Lee Jones. Is an actor and is a winner of the Oscar. He worked on The Fugitive, and that it is a very recognized movie. So yes, that's right. And he talks about Mad Men also. When he speaks about the acronym AIDA, he said that it was probably taken from that series. It is a television series. Is about advertising executives. Él menciona esta serie y es acerca de unos ejecutivos de la publicidad, también muy, muy famosos, muy reconocidos. Entonces tal vez si la quieran ver y después quieren hacer un comentario sobre eso, perfecto. Bien, entonces ahora sí, but the first one was impact and the second one was communication and attention. Por favor. Okay.
Elements of a commercial are the most important.
To me, a commercial basically is built in three parts. If you think of it, the top part is impact. You have to intrude upon your life because you're working on your computer while you're watching TV or you're doing something. And when I
Okay, it's some with the internet connection, I think, but it already says that the first one is impact, because you're probably working on your computer and you're also watching TV, but something calls your attention on the television. So that's what you want to get with the commercial, that you get to see and know what happens next. So it's already
talking
done.
about a TV commercial, and you have to intrude. You have to on the door. The second thing, and that needs to be clear and precise. And the third thing is the hardest. It's persuasion. Because you're running a commercial to get people to do something. So it's that amalgamation. Another way of talking about it.
Okay, he already said the third one. We already have impact, communication, and did you listen what was the third one about? Angela says, se escucha muy entrecortado. Is it only for Angela or is it for everyone? ¿Todos escuchan entrecortado o ay, también?
Yes, teacher.
Oh, okay, so I'm going. Okay. Okay, I will try to speak about it and to say it in my own words for we to continue and don't stop. up the class for that, okay? So the third part was probably the most important, and it is persuasion. Because you need the people that are watching the commercial that wanted or probably need that product. Yes, so that is the last one, persuasion, that it was like the more important, the most important part of these three elements. Then he's going to start speaking about AIDA, about the acronym. So it's already all, todo está, ya todo el video cargó. Yo supongo que no habría problema. Acá es porque no sé cómo subirle el volumen porque pues tiene todo el volumen y acá en el video se me cruza con esta cosita, entonces no sé cómo quitarla de aquí. Sí. Entonces vamos a ver el acrónimo. Yo lo voy a repetir porque él lo dice muy rápido, pero entonces yo lo voy a repetir. Vamos a ver si alcanzamos a escuchar algo. Espero que mejore la conexión, vaya mejorando la conexión para que podamos escuchar.
And this is old school, but there's a acronym that probably comes from the Mad Men era called i002, you know, like the opera.
He said, like, it is probably old school, and it is not something very new, but he is going to speak about the term AIDA. AIDA is an acronym, and it was probably born at the series Mad Men. It was probably born at Mad Men, and it is also the name of an opera. He already said that. He just said that. Vamos a hablar entonces de AIDA, que es un acrónimo que se refiere a algo, es una frase que nació en la serie Mad Men, y también es el nombre de una ópera. Entonces él nos va a decir muy rápido de qué se trata ese AITA.
Attention, interest, desire, action.
How do you feel about using celebrity?
Attention, interest, excuse me, I'm already, well, attention, interest. Did somebody hear the third one?
Design.
Design. Does anybody has another answer? Design, said Esteban, and action. Yes, I made a little mistake here because the first time I listened to it, I think it was desire. But I mean, obviously it is better to put on design. Olvidemos este desire aquí porque la verdad sí, suena más design. Es que la primera vez que lo escuché como desire y lo puse así, pero no. Olvidemos este pequeño errorcito, design, ¿no? So that is the acronym, and he doesn't speak that much about it. Él no nos dice muchas cosas más acerca de eso. Entonces vamos a ver.
To sell things.
Sometimes it's using a celebrity is a shortcut to intrusion because people pay attention to celebrities. Hopefully, it's a celebrity that has some bearing on the brand that I don't think if I was working on a depilatory, I want to use Tommy Lee Jones. But that would just be gross. But, you know, you find the right person to have special meaning, I think. And we do live in a celebrity culture. And people, you know, their ears perk up when they see a celebrity. So if you go back to that pyramid I drew, it's a way of getting impact. I'm not a giant fan of it, but sometimes you do things you're not a giant fan of.
Okay. So I missed something there, and word went by. Se me fue una palabrita, one of the answers. He says, according to George, using a celebrity in advertising is a way of shortcut Do you know what shortcut probably is? Do you know what that expression means? Cuando decimos shortcut, ¿a qué nos estaremos
Con
refiriendo?
los cortos
Sentido,
que hacen en
Esteban.
las películas, ¿no?
Like a short, yes, yes. We can say like a short film to speak about cortometrajes, short film. Yes, but in this case, shortcut, it means like a phrasal verb for saying in that way, for saying it in one way. It refers to, he says, probably using a celebrity for an advertising or for a commercial. It is a shortcut. Va siendo más o menos un atajo, como un camino corto, por así decirlo, para que quede como más aunque eso no es lo que, como un corte corto. Pues no queda como, la traducción literal no da. Por eso digo que es como un phrasal verb. Hablamos entonces de shortcut como una salida fácil, un atajo. Entonces él dice, yo lo veo como un atajo, pero ¿qué es lo que él dice malo de ello? ¿Qué es lo que escucharon ustedes que él dice mal? But it isn't what? No es qué. He said he's not a giant fan of it. He's not a giant fan of it. He starts speaking like, well, it could be okay, but I'm not a giant fan of it. What does it mean? Si decimos I'm not a giant fan, what does it mean? What does it mean? In Spanish. Bueno, he says he's not a giant fan. O sea, no es un fan, no es un muy fan de poner celebridades. He also says something about the depilatory and Tommy Lee Jones. He said that probably it would be like what? What is the adjective he used? ¿Qué adjetivo dijo él cuando, o qué expresión hizo él cuando habló del ejemplo de Tommy Lee Jones haciendo el comercial de cremas depilatorias o de depilatorios? He says it would be gross. It would be gross. Como que viendo, él es un señor, pues es un señor, es una persona adulta, muy adulta, es una persona, por así decirlo, vieja, y estando haciendo como un comercial de depilatorio sería como asqueroso. Él dice, sería, eso la verdad sería algo asqueroso. Yes, right. We can listen again that part. Okay, we're going to listen again a little part, but I don't know how to do it. Okay.
On your website, you say, I can make people laugh. How important is humour in advertising?
I tend not to be because people pay attention to celebrities. Hopefully, it's a celebrity that has some bearing on the brand. That I don't think if I was working on a depilatory, I'd want to use Tommy Lee Jones, but that would just be gross.
That's when he said that. I don't know if I am doing a commercial about a depilatory, I am working with Tommy Lee Jones because that will be kind of gross, no? That will be gross. But well, he's speaking a little bit more about it. So let's listen. Wait. Oh. Wait, something happened. Okay. I did it again. So he's speaking about celebrities. Okay.
Working
Again.
on a depilatory, I'd want to use Tommy Lee Jones, but that would just be gross. But you find the right person, they can have special meaning. I think. And we do live in a celebrity culture. And people, their ears perk up when they see a celebrity. So if you go back to that pyramid I drew, it's a way of getting impact. Uh,
Do you remember any celebrity that have worked in any commercial that it would be significant, like he said? ¿Conocen alguna celebridad que haya sido significativa para un comercial? Que uno diga como, claro, le queda perfecto ese comercial. That's probably the example of Pantene. Pantene is using a lot of models or actresses with long hair and dark and pretty hair, like we said, like a big quantity of hair to make it, and that it is on mode, ¿no? Usan muchas, por ejemplo, Pantene está usando muchas celebridades que nos presenta así que tengan el cabello largo, abundante y que estén muy de moda. Eso es algo que de pronto podrían, that's something that could happen and that they could use for we to get interested. We said, oh yes, she has the she has a beautiful hair, and like for an actress for do that commercial, she has to say like, I wear Pantene, like I use Pantene every day for have my hair like that. Or spice, like the commercial of the deodorant. Also, it is like they use like a very, very funny commercial, and they wanted that to be very funny. Querían que fuera muy chistoso. Y uno de los actores, utilizaron uno de los actores más graciosos para hacer ese papel, que tienen como dentro de todo lo que hacen, siempre destaca que son chistosos, que son graciosos. So, Old Spice, obviously, that's a very good example, Esteban. Thank you very much. Also, for example, Britney Spears, Shakira for Pepsi. Both they were very famous, and the people wanted like that, like to see. This is the soda that is on mode. Esta es la gaseosa que está de moda porque, pues, en los comerciales yo veo a Shakira, ¿cierto? O en los comerciales veo a Britney Spears, que en ese momento eran como los ídolos. Entonces utilizan como ese tipo de ídolos para, para pues atraer su clientela, ¿cierto? Eso es más o menos de lo que nos está hablando él. We're about to finish. We only we're only missing the last question. So let's see what does he say.
I'm not a giant fan of it, but sometimes you do things you're not a giant fan of.
On your website, you say, I can make people laugh. How important is humour in advertising?
I tend not to be funny in TV commercials. I'm just partly because I'm kind of a cerebral guy, and I wind up having to use that more than humor. But I think humor is incredibly important in the business, and a lot of the commercials that really resonate with people, I think, are funny. A lot of movies, a lot of everything, you know.
He said that he said something about advertising. What do you think? What does he think about humor in advertising? What do you think? He said he probably won't use it. Él dice que probablemente él no lo usaría because he's a cerebral. He's kind of cerebral. That is for saying like he's more like mental. He's more like how do you say that? Es que podríamos decir que es más como como más mental, ¿sí? Como que más de pensarlo. No, so because when you speak about funny, you think that it likes you and it makes you laugh. So you don't have to think a lot to make fun of something, but probably he's speaking about something that gets into your mind, ¿no? De que no es tan chistoso, ¿cierto? Que they aren't having so much fun. Probably they aren't having so much fun. Or he isn't very funny, very a humoristic person. No es una persona muy humorística, por así decirlo. But he said that it is important. How much important? He said that it is incredibly important. Incredibly important. I only put here important because yes, he already said that it is important. So yes, but he says it is incredibly important. Increíblemente importante. For example, in China or in Japan, they had like a little, like a very weird way of commercials. It is very weird, yes, and funny also. So this going to call attention and make an impact. Bueno, now we're going to see the third part of the video. He follows with the conversation. It isn't too long neither, but we're going to listen, and we're going to see what does he say about these little questions. He said he thinks that billboard and TV advertising will remain important or will slow decline. We're going to hear what does he think about billboard and TV advertising. The second one is he tends to notice both good and bad adverts or only well-made adverts. Vamos a ver qué es lo que tiende a notar más él, los buenos y los malos avisos o los únicos que son bien hechos. Also, he thinks Nike's adverts are very successful because of their logo and slogan, it could be, or because they make people feel good about themselves. Para estas preguntas también podemos usar como el sentido, como la intuición, ¿cierto? Pero igual vamos a escucharlo y vamos a ver qué dice. He thinks Apple's approach to advertising was very innovative or repetitive. Vamos a ver qué dice. Innovativo, innovador o repetitivo. And the last one, their advertising message was honest and clear, or it was modern and informative. Remember, billboard is that recordemos que the billboard is a large board that you can see on the streets, on the avenues, on big streets. Lo que podemos ver en calles o ciudades grandes son esos billboards, son como esas pantallas de publicidad grandes. Eso es that's a billboard. So let's listen, please. It isn't going to be very long. I think we can listen one time and see what happens.
With all the technology, viral advertising, etc., do you think billboards and TV commercials have had their day?
Have billboards and TV commercials had their day? You know what? I don't think so. I mean, I can tell you empirically, I can tell you rationally that 75% of all media dollars is spent on broadcast. And I know it's like current to say I don't have a TV or I never watch TV, but people do. The fact is TV viewership is at an all-time high. So I don't think TV's dead. And I don't think billboards will be, you know, something is kind of passe as a billboard will be dead as long as like the highways are crowded, because you got a captive audience. And until we can kind of pixelize ourselves and beam ourselves to work, I think there'll be billboards. I mean, they can be effective.
As a consumer,
Okay, so what do you say about the first one? He thinks that billboards and TV advertising will remain important or will slowly decline. What did he say? Okay, there's okay, Christian was asking what's the meaning of shortcut and giant fan. Okay, shortcut, as I said, it's like when you don't want to go through many things, you only go, you want an easy way for that. So you take a shortcut or an atajo o un atajo. Hmm? You take a shortcut because you don't want to go through every obstacles. No quieres pasar por todos los obstáculos que tiene el camino. So you get a tienes un atajo o tomas un atajo. Em, Giant fan, pues como sabemos, fan es lo mismo en español. Yo creo que la palabra viene del inglés, fan. Es una persona que está siempre, pues es como siempre apoyando una organización, una persona, lo que sea. Y a giant, es gigante. Él dice, no soy, o sea, él podría ser un fan, pero él dice, no soy un fan impresionante de poner celebridades en los comerciales. I'm not a giant fan of that. Entonces lo podemos empezar a utilizar. For example, I'm not a giant fan of hot weather, but I live in a city that where there are almost every day is hot. So, digamos que si vamos a decir que I'm not a giant fan or I am a giant fan, si dices que no eres un gran fan, entonces vas a decirlo como, vamos a hacerlo como en oposición con algo. Entonces vas a mencionar, I'm not a giant fan of hot weather. No me gusta mucho el clima caliente, but I live in a town where every day is hot. Vivo en una ciudad donde todos los días hace calor. Entonces, vamos viendo el contraste. Y bueno, giant lo podemos usar para muchas cosas. Por ejemplo, queremos exagerar, vemos a alguien que es muy narizón y queremos exagerar. Entonces yo digo, he has a giant nose. Sí, tiene una nariz gigante, pero pues necesariamente no, ¿cierto? Y también si le queremos decir un gigante, claro, it's a giant, es un gigante. En el contexto que lo queramos utilizar, creo que funciona. Igual lo voy a buscar y les digo mañana. Bueno, bien, entonces, listo, podemos continuar. Entonces, respecto a la pregunta acerca de los billboards, what do you think? What is his opinion? Billboards will remain or will decline? Para los que no sabemos qué es remain or decline, remain es como mantenerse. Entonces, estos billboards y la publicidad en televisión van a mantenerse importantes o van lentamente a declinar. ¿Qué fue lo que él quiso decir? Alguien le cogió la idea. Slowly decline, dice Esteban. Do you agree with that? Do you agree with that, class? Christian says yes. Okay. I think we need to listen again. We need to listen again this time.
So I don't think TV is dead, and I don't think of all media dollars spent on broadcast.
viral advertising, etc. Do you think billboards and TV commercials
Have billboards and TV commercials had their day? You know what? I don't think so. I mean, I can tell you empirically, I can tell you rationally that 75% of all media dollars is spent on broadcast. And I know it's like current.
Okay, let's wait. Well, I already did the answer here. It is remain important. Why? Because he said no. She said the question of the interviewer was do you think that that commercials and billboards have had their day? Like, su día ya pasó, como que su tiempo, el tiempo de este tipo de publicidad ya pasó. Y él dice, no, I don't think so. I really don't think so. Why? And so he starts explaining. Entonces, ¿por qué? Porque él entonces empieza a explicar. Because many people said that they don't watch TV, they don't even have any TV, but they do. They do have, and they have access to the television. So he also says, él también dice, that as long as you have to go drive your car or your motorcycle for go working from one place to another, you have to see those billboards on the street. Que y si o sea, entre el tiempo que usted mejor dicho, esperen un momento. Mientras nosotros tengamos que movilizarnos de un lugar a otro, mientras tengamos que ir de aquí al trabajo en carro o en moto, vamos a tener que ver obligatoriamente este tipo de publicidad en los billboards. Mientras tengamos, por ejemplo, en las ciudades grandes que usar el metro y todo esto, vamos a ver siempre la publicidad. Mientras tengamos que usar el bus, en la parada del bus va a haber un billboard también. No, so that's what he said. He's given some examples of why does he think that advertising and billboards are not going to end right now. So let's listen a little bit.
To say I don't have a TV or I never watch TV, but people do. The fact is, TV viewership is at an all-time high. So I don't think TV's dead, and I don't think billboards will be, something as kind of passe as a billboard will be dead as long as like the highways are crowded, because you got a captive audience, and until we can kind of pixelize ourselves and beam ourselves to work, I think there'll be billboards. I mean, they can be effective.
As a consumer, and obviously as an advertiser, does advertising...
Okay, wait. wait. Okay, so here he is already speaking about the other question. Entonces, en general, digamos que se mantiene importante. Él defiende mucho tanto la televisión como los billboards. Uno podría inferir de eso que this person is working directly with those two subjects directly, like TV advertising and billboard. And he does not believe that those things are dead. Okay? Entonces, bien. Entonces, sí, muy bien, Andrés. Andrés está de acuerdo conmigo. That will remain important. Okay, what do you think? It will remain important or no? For example, have you seen, Esteban says yes, Jessica says yes. Have you seen those commercials about using masks? About using masks and the risk for your family and for small towns that are not contaminated yet. ¿Han visto los comerciales que son acerca del uso de mascarillas y para mantenerse en casa? I mean, everyone watches TV and everyone get to that information. So that's the power of advertising in television. Okay, great. Let's continue. Now he's going to start speaking about the second one. I'm going to stop when he finished and we give like a little review. Wait.
Advertising influence the decisions you make?
Yeah, I'm very susceptible to advertising. I think because I tend to notice it. I think I'm very sensitive to. I think I'm very sensitive to stuff that isn't true. But when I see something that's well crafted and appeals, I think, to both my head and my heart, I think I register those things.
Is there an
Okay, what do you say? Even though I already showed you the answer. Claro que ya les mostré la respuesta, pero what did he say about it? He said that he is very sensitive. He's very sensitive. En la pregunta dicen qué tanto nota él o qué nota él más, los buenos y los malos o solamente los que están bien hechos. But he never said I notice, nunca dice I notice, nunca dice yo lo noto, sino que él dice I am very sensitive to those things that are like from bad quality and yes. I mean, I already gave you the answer, so
You know, I think I register those things,
is there an existing
stuff that isn't true. But when I see something
he said that he's very sensitive to stuff that isn't true, cosas que no son ciertas,
that's well crafted and appealing,
but also he noticed things that are well crafted. Well crafted. What does it mean? It means that they are well made, for saying in another way. Well crafted. I'm going to write it like here for you to. Well crafted, como bien hechos. Él presta atención tanto a los que él de una identifica algo cuando está mal hecho, cuando no dice cosas que son la verdad, eso es lo que él dice, things that are not true. And also, he noticed, the things that are well crafted. Very good, Jessica. That's it. He tends to notice both good and bad adverts. And bad adverts. Have you noticed that adverts are like a synonym for advertising, for commercials? Tratan como de, podemos utilizarlos más o menos esas tres palabras como acerca de lo mismo. Podríamos utilizar commercials, adverts, and advertising. Advertising in a more general way. I can't stand advertising on YouTube. No soporto la publicidad de YouTube. One could say that. And I could say also there are a lot of funny adverts. Hay muchos, digamos, como así decirlo, sí también comerciales divertidos, por así decirlo. There are a lot of funny adverts and there are a lot of funny commercials, no? There are like synonyms. Well, okay. Okay, let's see. Okay, great. So, let's listen the third one. We almost done. We almost done. Let's listen it till the end. Yes, till the end, and then we do this
feels, I think, to both my head and my heart.
the rest.
You know, I think I register those things.
Is there an existing advertising campaign you wish you'd come up with? And why do you think it is so effective?
Is there an existing advertising campaign? Yeah, that I wish I did. There's a few. I think the stuff that is being done for Nike, just in general, for 30 years has been exemplary. You know, they tapped into a mindset and they made everyone feel like they were athletic, and they became kind of the gold standard, and they rarely hit a false note. Same thing with Apple, though people are distressed in the industry about the latest direction Apple's been taking, which seems less sincere.
Why do you think the Apple campaign is so effective?
You know, Apple took, I think Apple is effective because they looked at an industry and they said, here's what's wrong with the industry. And everything that that industry does, we're going to do differently. So that industry, for years and years and years and years, is talking about speeds and feeds. And they're talking about, 697 megahertz and 4 megabytes of RAM or gigabytes of RAM, whatever it is. And Apple just said it works. And what they did was say that you want to be creative. This machine makes you creative. And they simplified. They simplified. They were compelling, and they never lied. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, we have, I'm going to take a little more minutes for we to finish this exercise, if you don't mind. Voy a tomarme 2 minuticos más para que terminemos el ejercicio, si no les importa. Si tienen algo que hacer, después podemos ver estos últimos 2 minuticos de clase en el video, o bueno, no sé si les parece, si no les parece, también me pueden decir.
Yes, teacher, continue.
Okay, okay, thank you very much. So he thinks Nike adverts are very successful because what did you hear? What did you hear? Because of their logo and slogan, or because they make people feel good about themselves?
Because they make people feel good.
Yes, he said that because when they make people believe that they were like sportive, like they were fitness, no, when wearing that clothes, and it became like some kind of clothes for people that make exercise, that exercise all the time, that work out. So yes, it is because they make people feel good about themselves. Okay, thank you very much. And he thinks Apple's approach to advertising was very innovative or probably repetitive.
Innovative. Innovative.
Innovative. Yes, innovative because they broke the rules, they say. Mientras otras compañías de celulares y de teléfonos se empeñaban en decir muchas cosas técnicas que la gente no entendía, ellos sacaron lo que él dice es, they said like, this could be for you if you want to be original, if you want to be creative, here is your machine. No? That's why Apple is so famous and has so much of the cult, porque es como un culto, ¿no? Pero sí, innovative. And finally, their advertising message was honest and clear. Why? Only because one word. He said simplicity. And solamente dijeron, no, esto funciona, esto va a ser parte de usted, va a ser como una extensión de usted. Dijeron lo que tenían que decir en el momento que tenían que decirlo acerca de los teléfonos celulares. Entonces fueron honestos y claros. Pero ellos no dicen claros en el video, dicen simplicity. And when you say simplicity, you are inferring that they are being clear with the client, no? And
Yes,
okay, that
teacher.
will be it for today. I had a couple of things more prepared for today, but we can finish tomorrow and then we pass to another subject. Okay, so thank you very much. Thank you, guys. See you tomorrow at the same time. Thank you, Carmen. Thank you, Esteban. I hope you have learned a lot from of publicity or of advertising this time.
Thank
So
you,
thank you very
teacher.
much and bye-bye. Have a nice afternoon. Okay, bye.